Yo, what is up guys? This is PNT Gaming and welcome back to another video. I've decided to make something a little bit different. Should be Monday. It depends how long it takes me to edit this video out. So happy Monday and have a lovely week as well. Hope you had a great weekend too. So yeah, something different on our channel and a kind of little challenge. I want to challenge you and my fellow brother, well not brother, my sister's boyfriend or my best friend, James Gaming, to a nice little challenge that I'm doing now. So the challenge is you have to predict the Premier League table. Nice and simple. We have to just predict which team finishes where, and then we'll just decide on the forfeit maybe in the future, or if Danes responds, maybe he has his own forfeit idea. So or let us know in the comment section below of what kind of forfeit we should do for the loser, which is obviously going to happen further on, long down the line, maybe next summer. So maybe it could be a big forfeit, could be a small. Sorry, a bee nearly attacked me. So it could be a small forfeit. It's up to you guys, whatever you decide, anything at all, because we would have a whole year to do it. So yeah, anyways, let's get into the video. I'm going to try and make it as short as possible, and I'm going to make the whole table on the right just here where the actual door is, which I'm going to use that as a nice little straight line, hopefully to make a nice little table for us. I'm going to obviously explain why I made the decision. Some of the teams will be a short explanation, didn't read too much about it, and my prediction, because might be a tough team, etc. So yeah, if you're new around here, smash the subscribe button down below and make sure to like the video if you do like it. And also, like I said, I'm going to challenge you guys, so make sure to leave your comment down below of your predictions, and yeah, let's see how it goes, and you might potentially win something if you get it correct. So yeah, to start with, we'll start with the bottom three, bottom three. So we'll go from the number 20. I've selected Brighton. They finished terribly last season. They won a game against Man United in the last game of the season, yes, but that meant absolutely nothing. They finished 15th, and I feel like they just haven't got that quality to stay in the Premier League. So unfortunately, I'm sorry for the Brighton fans, but I believe the Brighton will get relegated straight away. Well, we'll get relegated this season, unfortunately. Number 19 would be Cardiff. Let's have a look on the table. So Cardiff, yep, they finished second in the Championship, but I looked at the squad. I don't think they're strong enough to stay in the Premier League, so I believe they will get relegated straight away. They didn't do any sort of decent transfers, not any good names known. Sometimes it's good, obviously, for the club, but this time I believe Cardiff will be they'll finish 19th, and unfortunately will get relegated again. Sorry for the Cardiff Welsh fans, I'm sorry about that, but this is my opinion, and we're all entitled to one, aren't we? So okay, number 18 would be Huddersfield, and they were a tough team to go to play, but they unfortunately did finish 16th, just above the relegation zone last season. They haven't really bought anything, and they also sold Tom Ince, which I believe was one of the better players at Huddersfield. So this is my decision again, and I feel like Huddersfield unfortunately go back to the Championship and start again. Okay, Crystal Palace, probably a bit of a controversial one. Crystal Palace has always been a good team in the Premier League. Tough team to play, tough team to go away to. They finished 11th last season, but unfortunately in this table that I'm making, I believe they're going to finish the 17th. They are thinking of, Wilfred Zaha wants to go, and I believe Chelsea are looking to sign him. Whether that's a replacement for Hazard, not sure. I doubt it, but we'll see. I'll get onto Chelsea in a bit. But yeah, Crystal Palace at 17th. 16th, Newcastle. Again, it was a tough choice. It was between Newcastle and a different team, which I'll tell you in a second. they did sell Mitrovic, who had a great World Cup. I think he's a great striker, and they did sell him. I didn't really get any replacements as well, so I don't think it's going to be, any good. Obviously they do have a good manager, which is what's going to keep him out of the relegation zone. Good experienced manager, and I think that's going to be enough to keep him in the Premier League, but not the best finish after finishing 10th last season. But again, that's what I think. So number 15th, this was a tough choice between Newcastle and this team, which is Leicester. Again, one of those teams that did an incredible thing, won a Premier League 2 years ago, and it's pretty insane. Obviously, they lost their manager now, they got a new manager, they sold Mahrez. I'm looking down there just to sort of see on my notes, I'm not sort of, so they lost Mahrez, they haven't bought any replacements. They did buy Pereira from Porto, a nice right back, but I believe it's just not enough for them to actually compete again for the top places. And I think it's one off for those guys, unfortunately, and they're just going to stay in the Premier League, obviously, not even mid-table, sort of just below mid-table, but they will be fighting for the relegation zone. I think there will be a close one between the last between the last five or six places. I think it's going to be quite difficult and quite tough competition. So number 13th and the 14th, 14th and 13th. Again, two very, very equal teams, and I decided I'm going to put Watford in the number 14, place 14, and they didn't have any decent signings, and they're looking to sell Troy Deeney as well. So obviously one of the better strikers. They have Deulofeu from Barcelona. I think he was there on loan last season. They finished 14th. Last season, so I believe they're going to finish in the same position. Like I said, no big movements, and I just believe they're a bit stronger than the teams are below them. Number 13, I've got Southampton. Usually I would place them quite higher up. They're usually a good team. Last season, although they finished at 17th, I believe they will come back to sort of mid-ish table. They didn't buy anything, but they didn't really sell anything, but I believe their sort of team atmosphere is quite decent, and hopefully they will reach that 13th spot and get my answer correct. So okay, number 12, again a bit of a controversial one. They played really well last season. They finished 7th in the Premier League, which for Burnley, that's insane. I really hate this. Well, I don't really hate it. I just don't really like it because of past experience with my team. You'll find out in a second who I support. But I just think it's going to be too much pressure. They just qualified for the Europa League, and I think that's going to be too many matches for that sort of caliber team. So I believe they will finish 12th, which is a decent position. But they will do quite well in the Europa League. Might qualify, not sure. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they do, because it'd be quite nice for a team like that to do well in the Europa League. So number 11. So how's the table looking? We're just looking at the table. We've got 11 teams. We've got the relegation and the mid-table pretty much sorted. So let's go into number 11, which is Bournemouth. The team that just everyone hates to play against. Bournemouth are just strong. They have decent strikers, fast strikers, they're tough, and it's overall a tough team to play against, whether you play away or home. So I just think they're going to finish mid-table. They finished 12th last season. I think it's going to be a close call again. So I just put them at 11th, just to sort of, that's my opinion. Okay, so a bit more information. Well, number 10, completely mid-table. I've put Everton. A lot of people disagree with me with this. First of all, they did sell Rooney, which yes, he's a bit older, but I think he's a big influence to the team. Like, he's a great leader, etc. They do have some exciting players, but I believe they might lose some. At the same time, they're injury prone. So they got Theo Walcott, which again, he's a great player, but he's injured. He was injured most of the time at Arsenal, so it's one of those. Also, they do have Jordan Pickford, great goalkeeper. Whether his World Cup heroics was one-off, or will that continue? We'll see. We'll just have to see. Obviously, if it does continue, Everton might finish a little bit higher up. They finished 8th last season, so I'll put them below what they finished last season. But that's just, again, that's not my opinion. I believe there's some other teams that had a decent signings, and yeah, they'll do well. So number 9. So they finished 13th last season. If you don't know, it's West Ham. I put them at number 9 because they had some amazing signings, and some of them were free. Like they had Felipe Anderson from Lazio, an insane midfielder, really great leader on the pitch, as well as like he just sees the pitch really well. They got Fabianski, again, nice Polish goalkeeper, experience, played a decent club, decent level like Champions League for Arsenal, etc. So I think it's going to help West Ham to do well. They also had Wilshere for free from Arsenal. Again, another Arsenal player, really experienced. Not sure how they managed to pull it off for free. Obviously, Wilshere was a free agent, so I believe that's an insane signing for free, etc. Because obviously they're going to play. He's free, so they just have to pay for the wages, and that's it. It's sorted. So I believe Wilshere will be a huge impact on West Ham's team, and as well as Yarmolenko, as you people used to say on last FIFA 17, I believe, he was Bundesliga's Ronaldo. So he's a left winger, but he was just so fast. He was just incredible. Really good player, Ukrainian, and he's just really good. So I believe they will do really well next season. So number 8, I've got the last year's champions of the Championship. So Cardiff, obviously they're going to get relegated. They finished 2nd, but put Wolves at 8th. It's a big difference between the two teams, even though they finished really close last season. I believe Wolves will do really well in the Premier League because they've got some experienced players. They're pretty much Portuguese now. Apparently the rumours saying that they're going to sign Cristiano Ronaldo as well. That's not true as well, so don't believe that. So they bought Moutinho, Jaron Moutinho from Monaco, an incredible midfielder. I think it's going to do really well. They've got Patricio from obviously Sporting Lisbon, I believe. A great goalkeeper. They got defenders, Otto from Atletico Madrid, again experienced defender, really good. And they've got quite a few Portuguese players as well that they signed, and I just think they're going to do really well, and they will be a team to beat next season. They might do an incredible well, or they're going to do quite average, but I believe they'll finish 8th, and that's pretty good for a Championship team that just got promoted. We'll see how how much truth I'm saying. Okay, number 7 would be Fulham. They finished 3rd in the Championship. Again, a bit controversial. Obviously, Wolves beat Fulham in the Championship, but Fulham won the playoffs, and they had a pretty incredible transfers market. They've got Seri, midfielder, who Barcelona wanted, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, all those teams wanted him, but he for Fulham has more potential than those teams, which is fair enough. He's going to play in a team that potentially could be a leader, could be one of the best players there, which he'll have a lot of playing time, probably better for his playing career anyways. So we'll see how that works out. They also got Andre Schürrle on loan, which again, an amazing player. Used to play for Chelsea, then played for Dortmund. Yeah, great. Don't need to talk about him. If you want to go check him out on the YouTube somewhere, and you'll see how good he is. His shot power is just amazing. And another player, Mitrovic. Not sure why Newcastle sold him. 22 million, I believe he sold him for. An amazing striker, to be honest. He's huge. He's going to be tough to play against. He's going to annoy the defenders. He's going to bully the defenders, push him around. He might get a few yellows in a few matches, but like those kind of players are good to have in your team. Obviously not too many of them, but 1 or 2 of those will be quite good to have. So I think Mitrovic will do really well in the Premier League. Will score probably like 13, 15 goals, I think, which is a lot in the Premier League. So I think, you know, he's going to be one of the players to watch out, and he'll do well. He'll do well. Number 6. We're going to the top 6 now, and as you're looking at the table, it's looking really nice. Top 6. So a bit of a, you know, more exciting stuff. The team that finished second last year, which is Manchester United. I've put them in number 6 because they have terrible atmosphere in the team. Jose Mourinho is terrible. He's just an old grumpy man. I think he's not going to do much at all. He's just going to be complaining the whole season. He might even get sacked by January if he loses Pogba and doesn't buy anyone else. I think he's in trouble. I personally think he's in a lot of trouble. If he wants to stay in this team, he needs to do something in the transfer market to buy. I'm not sure who, but like people like Sanchez are getting frustrated. And if Sanchez is frustrated, like you see in Arsenal, he'll sit down and do nothing. Like he's like a little kid. So it's going to be difficult to keep his players happy. He sold David Blind, which I thought was a great defender, but he did buy Fred. Again, it's a striker. Like you've got Lukaku and Sanchez. He was saying comments like, Sanchez is trying really hard, but he has no strikers to help him. He's got Lukaku. So whether there's a dig at Lukaku, you should be having a dig at your best players. So I believe Manchester United will fall again. They finish second and they will struggle this season. They'll finish 6th. I think that's my opinion. Number 5, sorry. 5th in this position. I had enough of this team, and they finished 3rd last season. Tottenham. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about them because I just don't like to talk about them. I think no. Oh, I'm joking. I think they finished 5th. They finished 3rd last season. They had no signings at all. I just don't think they're going to keep on going with the same team as well as they did. Their goalkeeper's getting older. The defence is getting older. Obviously, they do have Trippier, Dyer, some decent English players, but then again, the centre defensive midfielder, like centre backs like Alderweireld and Vertonghen, they're both getting quite old, slow. So I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Obviously, they've got a nice striker force, a decent midfield as well. Dele Alli, Son, Harry Kane. So these kind of people, obviously, they're going to keep the team going. But I feel like they're going to finish 5th and they're going to miss out on the Champions League spot again. So yeah, London will be red again. Okay, so number 4. This team finished 4th last season. I think they'll finish 4th this season as well. Although it is a difficult one, I think it's between them and the team in the 3rd place to finish on the 4th, depending on the team in the 3rd place. So I will talk about them in a second. They did buy Fabinho, Keita, Shaqiri and Alisson, the goalkeeper, which is a record signing obviously for the goalkeeper, 64 million, something like that, 60 million plus. And I believe obviously their team had decent players like Salah, man, you know the song. I might play in the background, you never know. Yeah, decent players, and I think they do really well. Well, they're going to keep the spot in the Champions League just about, and but they're not going to get any higher unless the other team that I'm going to talk about in a second lose some players. That's a little hint for you. So number 3, some people might not like it, but I believe if they keep their players like Hazard, Courtois and Willian, they will do really well next season. They've got a new manager, exciting times ahead obviously. They bought Jorginho, which again is a great midfielder. He just passes so well. It's just insane. They bought him from Napoli, and Man City lost. Well, didn't really get to buy him. 50 million I believe they paid for Jorginho. I think they will only stay 3rd if they will keep their star players. If not, they will lose a position potentially to Liverpool and Tottenham. And unless they find a replacement. I just don't see any replacements replacing Hazard at the moment. And Willian, which he's just really strange player. He's a really good player, I believe, and you just can't really find the same caliber player unless you buy people like Dembele. Again, which Dembele is a young player. I would possibly trade him for Willian if anyone gave him a choice, but obviously that's not going to happen. So if they keep their star players, I think they will stay in the 3rd position and have a nice Champions League spot. Okay, number 2 and number 1. Number 2, again, controversial. People are going to be saying I'm going to be biased for the last two, last two teams, or for the top team anyways, because I support them. But I will explain my reasons why I selected them to be first. So anyways, number 2, second team in the league. They were the champions of the Premier League last season. Manchester City, last year champions. Obviously they did buy Mahrez. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's old. It's getting old. They've got an incredible midfielders, and I don't believe they don't need anything. And they actually sold. Well, they released Yaya Toure. So I feel like they're not going to have enough power. They're not going to have an experience. I know they have an experienced team. They have KDB. They have David Silva. They have Aguero, Jesus. You know, all these players are insane. But think about the defense. Otamendi, a little bit getting old. Yeah, but he's quite decent. Company, definitely too old. Stones, he's alright. He played decent at the World Cup, but he played terrible teams and stuff. They do have Kyle Walker, which is a good player, and Mendy, I believe he's still playing there. But yeah, not a lot. Edison, great goalkeeper, but I feel like they're just not gonna win it twice in a row. I just don't see it happening. So number 1, I'm just gonna give you an answer just by changing t-shirts for you guys. So like I said, number 1, they're gonna be these guys. I think they're gonna win the Premier League for the first time, I believe, in 11 years, or 13 years. I think they won in 2005, I believe, or something like that. So 11 or 12 years. And I just lost count, to be honest, how long it's been. So the reasons are they had one of the best transfers window in a while, and they bought players early on. They managed to get the players, good playing time, decent pre-season, a full-on pre-season with the whole team together. They bought players like Torreira, one of the team of the seasons for Serie A. Leno, a really good Bundesliga goalkeeper. He's, it's like, I think it's like second behind Neuer. Obviously after this, he's third behind Neuer, because we've got Ter Stegen and then Leno. Again, that's really good for German goalkeepers. A German goalkeeper, James Lehmann. Remember that? What happened? That's all history. We've got Socrates, a really experienced, good defender, tall, experienced, good leader. He's going to do really well in the back. Lichtsteiner, another defender. Not sure how much he's going to play, because obviously we've got Bellerin in the same position. Whether Bellerin's going to go up to the sort of right mid, I doubt it, but we'll see. And then we got Guendouzi, 20-year-old from France. Decent, really excited in the pre-season as well. Like he's really seems like he's just joined the team. So these are sort of the players that we bought. We've got a new manager. The Wenger era is now gone. All the players are really excited to play. Ozil's enjoying Arsenal again. Like he's getting playing minutes. He's going to be a captain, I believe, for next season. So that's a great, obviously positive vibes in the team. They're sort of dancing together. They're celebrating after each goal. It's not like when Sanchez scored, people were like not celebrating together, etc. They got one of the best striker forces in the Premier League. People don't believe that, but we've got Lacazette and Pierre Aubameyang. We do have Mkhitaryan and Ozil in the midfield sort of to support these guys, and I think obviously Iwobi, there's some exciting prospects, Ramsey, etc. I think these people will push the team forward really well, trust me. And like I said, exciting. It's a new era for the team. people are excited and we're like the underdogs. Nobody thinks Arsenal can do well, and I think that's the best thing for the team that can happen. Everyone thinks you're going to do terrible, and all of a sudden you're the underdogs, you're the dark horse, and will do well. So these were my predictions. If you have a look on the table, that's not bad predictions. Like I said, leave a comment down below with your predictions, what you think, as well as go on my Instagram and obviously, or tweet me with your predictions, with your pictures. You can go on BBC and stuff like that, like do your little predictions and stuff. And like, yeah, Danes, I'm waiting for your response to this prediction, and we're still waiting for obviously the forfeit challenges. If you leave a comment down below with those as well. So if you like the video, please leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.